Welcome to a Warlords 4 live stream. I literally just woke up. Did the other Warlords stream where we finally fixed the crazy dupe for old Warlords. Went, took a nap, got up, and now we're streaming again. Yay! Let's go. Okay. Get Steam started. Okay, there was a Reforger experimental patch this week, but not going to affect us quite yet. And we're gonna jump into campaign mode just to make sure everything is Gucci. Oh, favorites. And then we will get into tools and get started. So let's go grab our to-do list for tonight. So Bohemia went on a tear on their wiki this week, and I wasn't able to keep up with all the changes that they made. They made quite a few changes to the faction creation wiki article, which is going to be good for us in the long term. Oh, this is so nice. So the experimental branch only has the R-Land map, which has like 3 sectors on it. I jumped in, I was like, oh, this island is really small. Some eerie looking weather. Okay, let's build a couple things real quick, just in case somebody else gets on. Light that bow. Ooh, the experimental branch has a free build system instead of these prefab builds. And so I was the first person to get on the NA test server for experimental. As soon as the second guy got on, he instantly started griefing the base and blocked the spawn. I was like, okay. I just logged off. Yeah, that's... Yeah, this is clearly a early prototype version of the system because, in all fairness, the new free building system, like, it definitely was put out as a prototype, which is cool. I do it all the time for Redux stuff. Like, you're able to just go around with a supply truck and put turrets down. Like little sandbag machine gun turret things. Okay, cool. Let's get out of here. Or if I was gonna break something if I stay in building mode. I'll take a chance. Yeah, let me find our to-do list for today. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. Experimental instead of tools. Whoops. Okay, can't compile script. Multiple declarations of SCR garbage manager. Okay. That's cool, Warlords, but how am I supposed to open it up and fix it? Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. And you can't scroll through this file. Okay. So the stuff I need to delete is in this file, but I can't actually access it. And the game won't open. Okay. Where are Forger files kept? That's not what I need. Trying to find the file location here. There we go, found it. Sweet, there was an easy way to do it. Okay, so now we have to go through, we have to find... Okay, sweet. So what we're looking at now is a raw version of the game mode layer that we made. We have to go find garbage managers. Alright. Search function's not working. Okay, so there's no garbage manager inside this file. Appears to just be gameplay. Alright. Okay, there's nothing in here that I can see. And spawn points are just spawn points. Alright, this is getting bad. Oh, look at this. They got a headless. That's interesting because the game doesn't support headless clients yet. Oh ho ho. Dude, please don't make me go through and manually edit this stuff. Wow, dude, there's nowhere I can actually go through and edit this. Unbelievable. So you remember last stream how I was wasting so much time writing a checklist because I said at some point we're gonna have to redo all the work we did? Yeah. So I have two garbage managers in there. Wait, scripts, games, entities. Let's see if we can figure this out. Scripts, games, entities. Okay, it says there's two of these in here, but I only see one. Let's delete that. Where is the other one, it says? So it says there's two garbage managers in that folder, but there's not. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's go back to Worlds. Yes, we did it! Woo! We saved it. We saved the game. Although, again, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. That's why I make the checklists and stuff, so I can just rapidly rebuild this whole thing. I really need to get this project up on GitHub is what I need to do so I can roll code back, but that's okay. Woo! Crisis averted. Oh, that was... I'll be perfectly honest, it probably would have taken us about 10 minutes to redo all the work we've done. Okay, so... Last week we were looking at game modes. And something I found out from the wiki, so we had searched game mode right here. We were inside the prefab folders, multiplayer, modes and stuff. So yeah, we had this folder open. We were looking at all these. Watch this. There's actually, we changed that from game to game mode. And then we go back in here. There are more. There's supposed to be more. Oh my god, is the wiki lying to me? Okay, there was supposed to be another game mode in here. Maybe this is what they refer to? So the wiki references MP game. This must be the mode they were referencing then. So campaign multiplayer game mode. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna pull this one up because this actually has some extra. Oh no, they were talking about world. I get it. Okay. Let's do something real quick. Your world. Okay, I think this is maybe what they were talking about, MP test. There is a bunch of because I've always been using Eden world as our kind of just like our base world. There are actually a bunch of more worlds included in the game. So we have Arland empty, Eden empty, GM for Eden and Arland, main menu world. Don't know what that is. So there's a Combat Ops Arland. Then we got Campaign Arland, Campaign Eden, and MP Test. I think MP Test is what we want. And I think these editor ones, there are specific like plugins inside the workbench I was reading about this week that you. There's a ton of worlds in here. There's supposed to be an asset test world too somewhere. I can't seem to see the. Wonder what happens if I open up MP test. Oh yeah, it's a big flat world. But the reason I wanted to open up this is the hierarchy. They have all the stuff that you need for a multiplayer world in here. So I can add all this to my checklist. Because after we get spawning and loadouts and stuff fixed, that's going to be the next thing we work on. Okay, so we need a chat entity. And the prefab is going to be scripted chat entity. Okay, I have this scripted. Yeah, it's one word, scripted chat entity. Okay. So we need a SCR destruction manager, multiplayer destruction manager. Okay, we got that on our list. Okay, you're gonna have a faction manager, game mode plane, then they modified. They're using an automatic respawn, call sign, destruction game mode. Okay. APEG, notification player. Okay, this all looks exactly the same over here for the game mode. Lighting, don't need to worry about that. I think lighting's already baked into our world. Checking time of weather. Or if I have to have time of weather manager as a separate item. Actually on my list of stuff. I think we'll have to check our other world. Radio manager entity. Add radio manager. And I think that's about it. And this is just standard post-processing. What this delegate faction manager component is. Oh, you know what? That might be a game master thing. I remember reading about game master being able to assign factions and stuff. Ooh, projectile sound manager. This is also on my list. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go back to our world we were in. Okay, turns out I actually had most of that stuff already on my checklist, but that was a good check. At least I know where the information came from originally. Now I want to go into the defaults and we're going to search this stuff real quick. Nope. What I'm doing right now is okay, time and weather manager is on here. Okay, so let's make a note of that. So this has me wondering, because I think this is where it changed the latitude and longitude, but this is this is completely locked. And I'm willing to bet that these settings in this time and weather manager, even though I have a time and weather manager, wait a second, where did all my, I lost all my layers. Let's close this. Completely. Dude. This is Murphy's Law in action right now. Please don't tell me it deleted all my layers when I opened them up in VS Code. It would not put it past me for that to happen right now. Hey, there we go. So, all right, if you ever lose your layers, just close and reopen. I feel like we're still missing a layer here. That set is active. Okay, so let's go to our game mode. We have a time and weather manager over here. So we have a time and weather handler component. This is way more restricted. That time and weather manager has a bunch more stuff. I guess we'll just have to play around. And if we get the same start time multiple times in a row, since we have randomized start time in our game mode, we'll see if the randomized function from my game mode. What? It just deleted all my sectors again. Oh my goodness. Apparently if you just click this other world, goodness. Okay. let's continue. I want to see what is in this world. Oh, let's just search MP destruction. I see what's included so I don't get any of those duplicate errors again. Oh, SCI, okay. Where did this game go? Okay, one of our layers just magically reappeared. Cool. Maybe our layers were disappearing because I have searching stuff in the search box. That kind of makes sense, I guess. It only displays the layers which have the stuff you need. Okay, done. Green. Reception manager done. Next up is hit reg. And last one is radio. A radio manager. There's apparently a million radios. Okay, we don't have that. If we delete this, we should get our sectors back. Also, I need to find the key to close this hierarchy. Okay, that was what I was doing it. We lost our layers because it automatically filters out layers when you're using the search box. Oh, what did I just do? Apparently clicking that button expands the hierarchy. Hang on, I'm going to try to find the keybind to close this hierarchy menu because I know there is a button for it. Pretty sure it has to do with the up and down key, like a modifier plus the up and down key, but there are so many buttons. And it doesn't have the keybinds. App. Where would I find the keybinds? edit the keybinds. Settings. Here we go. Oh, dedicated server tool. Did not know that existed. That's going to be useful. Wow, that's a bummer. It does not appear. Okay. So we're going to close this. Okay, that takes me to the exact same help page. Options. Nope. Okay, there is a button to do this, but I don't know what the button is, and I don't know how to find it. And I'm trying to quickly blast through the source manager. Ah, shortcuts. I think I found it. So if you click the shortcut link on the wiki, it takes you to a section of the wiki that says defines all shortcuts for all the following situations. In fact, I'll just pull it up for you guys. Right here. Shortcuts. Defines all shortcuts for all the following situations. It's empty. Yeah, this can be adjusted in the settings in the shortcuts section. Where's the shortcuts section? Did I miss it on the main screen? It sounds like it's talking about this screen right here, but there's no... Yeah, it definitely seems like it's talking about that screen right there. Oh, this is cool. You can update the settings. Oh, here we go. Found it. It's this page it's talking about. Well, I was confused because a bunch of the names are the same as this quick launch right here. Okay, we found it. So let's do this. I know this is probably incredibly boring to watch on stream, but this is going to save me like so much time in the long run because I keep opening up this hierarchy. And without using the keybind to close the hierarchy, it's wasting time. Wow, there's a lot of keybinds. F5 is to play game. It's a useful one. F1 will place a prefab in the world. Ooh, set layer, Control L. Let's go. Ooh, L will locate prefab in library. P will also locate prefab. Exit play mode, escape. I don't know how many times you guys have been in the viewport playing something, and you like go to the menu to check something, and you accidentally close the entire thing. Apparently, it's like shift escape if you want to go to the actual like escape menu in game while you're inside the viewport. Okay, I'm getting scared here. I'm not seeing a up hierarchy button. Man, I could have sworn there was huh, maybe I'm crazy, dude. I must be crazy. I could have sworn there was a up hierarchy. Seems really strange that there's not a keybind to go up and down the hierarchy really fast. Maybe it's left, right. Oh, it is. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see what I was doing there, but watch this. So Eden will not close using this, but I can navigate using the left and right arrow keys. It's not in the keybinds, but I can go up and down the hierarchy list in my active world using that, and it'll automatically close the layer that I was on. Okay. Problem solved. Left and right keys are your up and down hierarchy, but only apparently works in your active layer. Cool. Learned something new. Not getting much done, but we're learning something new. Okay, so we have AI World, and we have Perception Manager already. These are cool. In MP game mode, we can get rid of this since it appears that we have this MP game mode. This has the time and weather handler component as well. Okay, so I have a to-do list I haven't even looked at yet today. Let's go do this. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to get rid of all these spawn points. Yes. Oh my goodness, game. Please stop doing that. I know I'm doing something wrong there, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's active. Okay, and if you guys didn't see, because I think the stream where we made the map, this was our amazing map. You guys couldn't see the screen, but this is going to be our test little world. So we're sitting down here at the bottom looking this way towards the runway. This is the runway over here. This is the ramp. That's the taxiway right there. And this is like the hangar buildings and stuff. So Blue 4 is on the north side because we're north looking south. Blue 4 spawn is here. Red 4 spawn is here. FIA spawn is over here on the grass, the other side of the runway. And what these zones are, so in Warlords, your very first zone connected to base can never spawn vehicles, so they're infantry only. So my first zone is always, that's connected to base, will be infantry only. Then I have a vehicle test zone, which will only spawn ground vehicles. And then this zone right here is going to be an airport zone, and this will be how I test aircraft and helicopter spawning. Obviously, right now we don't have helicopters or aircraft in the game, but I can still write the systems and have them ready to go. So as soon as helicopters get added, AI can start flying helicopters. And as soon as AI can drive vehicles, I'll, in theory, have the vehicle zone ready for testing as well. So in this little here, I can essentially test every single system in the game in a little tiny map like that. And if I want to test the end-game condition, I just have to go doot 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 and then capture the Red 4 base. So this is basically my minimum viable map that I can have and test every single system in the game. One weird thing about this is testing the fast travel system. The fast travel system, I'm not sure I'm going to design it yet. I think I'm going to design it based on the size of the zone, is how far away from the zone you're going to spawn. So bigger zones, you'll spawn further away. Small zones, you'll spawn closer. So if I make each of these zones really small, I can still test the fast travel system. Because we're talking like tens of meters between these zones right here. Not very big. So it's going to be a little bit weird testing fast travel, but I should still be able to make it work. As long as I make it a proportional system, not like an absolute you will spawn 200 meters away from sector. So yeah, that's our map. That's where we're going to put those. So let's go look for spawn points. So we need a spawn point US. Be right here. And over here, runway, I need spawn point FIA right here. And over on this side of the hangar, we have spawn point USSR. Cool, done. Save that. Okay, next up we have to faction manager. Set that to game mode layer 2 active. And we're gonna get rid of all our sloppy mistakes we made here in the faction manager. Get a new faction manager. Tabs, multiplayer, managers, factions, yay! I think we're going to do, what we're going to do is we're going to do faction manager base. And then we're going to manually add our factions via config files. So here in the faction manager, you can see right now, factions 0. What we're going to do here is we're going to click plus, add a SCR faction. And so what this did is set a completely blank faction. But now what we can do, and this is, we can go in here to our config files, and we go here to factions, and boom, we have a bunch of factions already made for us. An interesting situation is going to be N4 versus FIA. And also Blue 4 versus US. So we have multiple, so we have an OP4, USSR campaign. USSR campaign is designed is an extended config file for conflict. So we're not going to use that because we don't want to use any of the like ranks, supply, building stuff. But my question is do I use OP4 or USSR? Because I don't know. Let's stick an OP4. But we're going to stick OP4 and USSR in here. And we're going to see what the difference is. So faction key is different. Their colors are the same. So it seems like the OP4 is missing the UI info and the identity of soldiers. And it's missing the faction label. Whoa. It's missing call signs, vehicle lists. Okay, so I could build out an OP4 if I wanted to. But if I do that, then I have to... Okay, so long term, we're probably going to make our own OP4, Blue 4, and N4. But because we already have the spawn points set up for US, FIH, and USSR, we're going to use those 3 factions for our initial testing. So I'm going to delete that faction. And we're going to add a new faction, SCR faction. And we're going to slot in the US config. Boom. Don't know where this came from. Delete that. And lastly, we're going to add plus another SCR faction, and we're going to add FIA. Boom, there we go. No more. Couple seconds, we were able to do all the stuff we were trying to manually do the other day. Ooh, they don't have a vehicle list. What else are they missing? Okay, it looks like the vehicle list is the only thing they're missing. Does the... Where would be... I'm not actually sure where the vehicle config even would be. Oh, Arsenal's already set up for Infor. That's cool. Okay, we won't worry about that right now. It's gonna be a while till we need to worry about spawning in vehicles, since the AI can't drive yet. Okay, cool. So we got the faction manager set up. Save that. Lastly, we need to delete our loadout manager. I think. So I'm gonna see what happens if we attempt to spawn in without a loadout manager. See what kind of error we get. It should kick some kind of error out at us. I just don't know what the error is going to be. Or, okay, we got a virtual machine exception. I'll have to check that in a second. Hey, look at that. I fixed the screen. Look at this name. Breeza11. Okay, then it doesn't have a loadout to find. Okay, cool. That music is incredibly loud in the game, like. Okay, let's go find a loadout manager down here in the resource browser. Search loadout. Right, we're gonna delete that. Oh yeah. I should have duplicated this instead of all these spawn points. Okay, so what I did with these spawn points is I just dragged and dropped them into the world. The correct thing for me to do would have been to duplicate to add-on. And then after I had duplicated the add-on, down here in the resource browser, I should have dragged and dropped them into the world. Because right now, if I'm understanding correct, the way I did it, since I pulled them out of Reforger and I dragged them, dropped them straight into the world, what I essentially did is created a new instance of this entity, which is basically just an inherited version of the entity, which means I can't delete anything from the thing from over here on this list, but for now that will be okay. I also should have done it for faction manager, but later on down the road we'll make sure we duplicate the faction manager into our add-on when we go down and we want to start editing. Right now we're just using all prefabs from the game, so we're all right. But for loadout manager, we have to duplicate this because we are going to be deleting items. So the recommended loadout manager here is USS and USSR. We're not going to use that. Although I am going to stick it in the world just so I can see it. Okay, so these look like these are all config files because they have the little circle on them. So we're going to duplicate in a loadout manager base. Duplicate to Warlords IV. And we're going to rename this to make sure it gets a new GUID. And I found out part of the wiki says when you duplicate a file, it creates a new GUID, but another part of the wiki says your GUID is based on the file path and the name of the file. So theory, if you just leave the name the same and you duplicate it to your add-on, it'll create a new GUID. But this will absolutely create a new one because we're changing the name. And actually on the wiki, they recommend doing this. So using, if you have a tag registered, that, I really don't like the way that looks, and it kind of makes it hard to find. I think it's going to make it hard to find in here. So I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to make it Warlords 4. And the reason that I think they recommended using your OCR tag or whatever it is, was to avoid conflicts. That's literally what the OCR tag is for. But if I use the same OCR tag in all my add-ons, I mean, isn't that going to create a conflict? Like, it sounds stupid, but I'm eventually, over the years, put out multiple add-ons that potentially conflict with each other. I feel like adding a affix instead of a prefix is better. Okay, so we have the loadout manager here in our Warlords 4 prologue. And now we're going to drag and drop this entity into the world since we've created a new prefab. Boom. Check that out. So, and this one has no player loadouts, but we're going to go to our config files. And let's see if we can find some loadouts. Tory? Nope. Loadouts, check it out. Okay. So then we're going to click over here on the object properties and do player loadouts. Faction player loadout or base player loadout? I have no idea what the difference between these are, so we're going to select all of them and see what happens. Okay, so base player loadout is just completely empty. That kind of makes sense. And these other ones, they just have a couple files. So loadout US base, I bet if we stick this in here, it's completely empty. Oh, you legit can't even... Oh, base player, okay, don't use base player loadout. That appears to be broken. So what is the difference between riflemen and AR? Let's find out. Oh, you know, let me stick in here. Okay. Apparently the only one of these that work is the faction player loadout. I was not able to drop... There's probably something I'm missing right here, but that's okay. So need to use SCR faction player loadout. And then we're going to drop in USAR. Might just be a config issue here. Actually, let's try this player loadout. Okay, so I did a player loadout. I'm gonna try to stick the base. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay. I was thinking maybe the base config didn't have something in it, but okay, so the loadout US soldier base is missing loadout resource and loadout image. What does this look like? Oh, I see. And it appears that this is assault rifle means machine gun. Okay. Literally a straight up entity. That's crazy. So this means if I use base loadout and then I select a loadout resource from prefabs, where would this be? Rifleman. Let's search rifleman. Ah, there are loadouts for N4. Okay. So it's prefabs, characters, factions, blue 4. So it's under factions. That's kind of interesting because FIA does not have any loadouts pre-made, so we may end up making our own loadouts. Or FIA, just so they have something to spawn in. So I'm actually going to manually pop this in here, since I have a little template down here. And then the loadout image is going to be rifleman again. And we're looking for character US rifleman. Cool. And so now we have a template to go off. We're going to delete this guy. Then we're going to make a new faction loadout. Okay, and to save myself a little bit of time, I'm just going to use the come on, where are loadouts? And again, I should be duplicating this, but I'm not for right now. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So I want to see, since we used the base config, then we man configure, this guy's titled US Soldier. And since we use the USSR Rifleman config, this guy is named USSR Rifleman. Interesting. So, but for this next one, we get to have some fun. So loadout name is going to be, actually I think we can fix that. Oh, we want to leave it. I want to see where in the UI this pops up. So this one is going to be FIA. What would be a good name for FIA? I want to name them Hombre, but that's kind of, they're not Mexicans or Latin American people at all. FIA. I'm gonna name FI Bro just because I want to see it pop up. The affiliated faction is going to be FIA, and I hope that works. And next up, we're gonna do prefabs, characters, factions, info, FIA Rifleman, entity. Actually, up here where I want to do this. Okay, there is actually a picture there. And loadout image, we're going to use Rifleman again. And we're gonna save. And for some reason it created another US soldier. Why did you do this? That's really strange. It keeps adding extra. It did it again. This time it added a human. Just so I click save. Okay. I had to click save and delete an extra loadout it kept adding 3 times. Okay, so all 3 factions should have a rifleman. Although, to be honest, I don't know where it's getting the actual... Like, I'm kind of worried because there's not a text list somewhere that says, hey, this is the equipment this guy has. Like, I guess the entity would have all the... So, like, I see this guy has gear, but where is the gear to find that? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, we're gonna have to duplicate all this stuff. Wow, there's a lot going on here. You can go absolutely crazy. So instead of your loadouts being like just a little text list, be like, yo, this is what gear the person has. It's like an actual full on. Wow. This is deep, man. It's crazy. You can change the wristwatch, then watch it fall on the ground. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that, but their watches always, literally always fall on the ground. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, well, we're just not gonna look at him anymore. He is. Okay, where do I actually change his? Wow, I could go through and change all his AI and stuff. Whoa. Well, apparently they don't see a vehicle as a threat until it's 50 meters away and 15 degrees in front of them. Hmm, that's not. Oh, check this out. So there's a minimum threatening speed of vehicle. I'm assuming this is 0.5 kilometers per hour, I guess. So apparently if you drive with the AI very slowly, they won't. Uh, so this is why they never run out of the way. I don't know if you guys, when you, the old conflict where you could spawn, like the original conflict, you spawned at the docks when you were playing Blue 4, the AI would just patrol right in front of you and just run them all over because they were stupid and just walked in front of your truck. Yeah, apparently if you're outside 15 degrees of the dude, he just won't think you're a threat. What a retard. I mean, that's mean. He's not a retard. He has a sensor, the eyeball challenge. He's eyeball looking around challenged. Character head aiming component. uh, sure that means something else what I think it is, but the way that looks to me, like they always aim for the head. Where's the actual inventory, dude? That's good. He has a fuel nozzle holder component. That's oh, here we go. Found it. There are grenade slot components. Okay, well that's gonna be really easy to fix. Okay, but for now, let's not mess with that. Let's just make sure we can get in the game. I axed. Glad I saved like 3 times. Oh, don't want you in my world there, dude. Okay, so we have a faction manager which has all of the, and I was just checking the faction key. Faction key is FIA, so that should correspond with our loadout manager. Yep, affiliated faction FIA. Cool. Right, in theory, we should be able to spawn in and we should see a rifleman loadout for each team when we load in. Still need to edit this screen a whole bunch. Breeze off 44. Let's go. FIA, bro. I love it, dude. I love it. An FIA point. Oh no, it's nighttime. What time is it? Okay, this is a cool detail. The watch is actually the wristwatch defined on the character. So this is the The FIA guy had the Soviet watch on, and he has the Soviet watch in the game. That's an incredibly cool little detail. And he has a Soviet compass too. Okay, that's tractor's the same. Okay. Okay, our time acceleration is working correctly. Yep, it's working exactly. So our 10x time acceleration at nighttime is going correct. And right now it is 1:15. And I think sunrise is around 5. Okay, 18 minutes till sunrise. I don't know if I want to wait that long. And I hit escape. Dang it. Just habit, dude. I'm in the inventory screen. I hit escape. Dude, this is awesome. But we do need to get rid of these grenades. That's something that needs to happen rapidly. Okay, so let's go back in, and this time we're going to spawn as US to make sure the US works. Dude, this is so cool. So cool. So the part of the loadout that I'm going to need to duplicate to my add-on is going to be the actual entity guy. Oh, check this out. Okay, so we know the time and weather manager for sure now is overriding the base time and weather manager on your map. Because we have got completely different weather, and we have completely different time. And we have a completely different watch. And our time acceleration during the daytime is correct as well. This is cool. Make noise. Yep. Okay, and one last time to play as Soviets. This is so cool. This is so easy to set up compared to Arma 3. Once you start getting the hang of like how to use this. And yep. Acceleration. Oh. Gotta stop doing that. That's okay. We were able to spot it and look around. Alright, so next up on our list of things to do, we are going to go to our FAA add-on rifleman entity guy. And we are going to duplicate this to add-on. Boom. And we're going to name this the rifleman, and he's going to be the Warlords IV version. I just realized later on if I make a Warlords 4 like actual, when Arma 3 comes out, I'm gonna have some conflicts. That's all right. So let's go back to. Actually, we'll just do this. This will be faster. We can go to. Oh, wrong button. Okay, so what I did there is I clicked the locate file in resource browser, which took me straight to the file I needed. And then I'm going to duplicate this into Arma Warlords 4. I'll start naming it Warlords 4 prologue. So down the road when I make an actual Warlords 4 for Arma 4, I don't have any problems. Okay, and let's go to the US guy and locate in browser. Got him, and we're gonna duplicate to Warlords 4 and rename it prologue. Bada bing. Okay, so now we can go here to R. So what's happened now, here in prefabs, I have character faction, blue 4, ND, and op 4. So I have folders set up, which let me edit each of these guys. Then I just click U, and I go here to edit prefabs. Okay, so I got this dude. And we know down here, there's going to be some character grenade components. And we're going to, actually, I'm just, nah, we're deleting these, straight up deleting them. I don't got time for grenades, dude. I cannot delete that. Interesting. But I can disable. Okay, I've disabled grenades for this guy. To save that prefab. Oh no. Okay, guys, we made a mistake here. So when you click edit prefab, there is a big warning on the wiki that make sure you save your world before you start editing a prefab, because clicking the edit prefab button will close your world without saving the world. So we very likely just lost this, which is funny because this guy is inside the world we just lost our save on. That's according to the wiki. I'm going to close this. We're going to see what happened. Okay, that was a little overdone. I didn't mean to close the entire thing. But I think, oh, this will be funny. We'll be able to see here in the prefabs whether it's saved or not. Interesting, it did save. That's crazy because, okay, cool. We dodged a bullet there. Who did we just edit? We just edited this guy. So now we're going to edit this guy. See if we can bypass all these menus, and we're just going to click edit prefab. Okay, and we can't delete his grenades, but we can disable them. And the reason we're disabling grenades is right now, I don't think the friendly fire system Sorry, they had to get a drink. The friendly fire system I don't think works versus grenades right now. So that's why we're actually removing them. Now I need to figure out how to get out of this screen without completely closing. Okay, so we got all three edited. We need to figure out how. Okay, I guess that's how you do it. Is you just have to close it, reopen the world editor. So now what we're going to do, we're going to jump into game real quick, and we're going to try to throw a grenade. And I'm going to start with the US because that's the one where we kind of made the mistake on. Okay, so how do I get to... Okay, he still has grenades. Jeez, this game is loud. So it's shift escape. Shift escape. Okay. Yeah, rip headphone users because that grenade was stupidly loud. That's a little bit too quiet. Okay. That's like a volume is like a blow my eardrums off. Okay, so let's jump on FAI real quick and see if the FAI guy... Actually, let's do the Russian. See if the Russian guy has grenades too. Oh, you know why? I know what's going on. So we made these new prefabs, but we didn't add them to the loadout manager. So loadout manager, and what we're going to do here is the loadout resource. We're going to change this to our new guys. So right now we're under US, going to be factions. Okay, yep, now the loadout resources, Warlords IV prologue. So do the same thing here. Search riflemen. And finally, FIA. And we'll filter by rifleman. And FIA rifleman. Okay, cool. So now all three of these are the new entities that we edited ourselves. So let's jump in and check this again. We'll check both the US and the... I will do US and FAA just to be cool. Still has grenades. Wait, does he? Okay, so there's still a grenade sitting in the Alice pack. Oh no! Oh. So the thing is, I want to see if I can take the grenade out of my Alice pack, put it onto my hot floor, and throw it, because I've disabled the grenade component on this guy, so I want to see if I can still throw a grenade. I didn't actually look through the grenade. Okay, shift escape this time. Shift escape. So it appears that I've removed the grenade from down here. But he's still... Okay, shift escape. Don't hit escape. So 7 on the hotbar. Interesting. So I removed the grenade components from this entity. He can't even access the grenade anymore. Like, it's in the inventory, but he can't get to it. That's spicy. So literally, even if this guy was out, that is cool, dude. That is really cool. Without that grenade component, even if he somehow found or glitched in a grenade, he would never be able to use it. Which is funny, because this morning in Redux, we were eliminating like weapon dupes, and there's a way to bypass the blacklist for items via the arsenal, and yeah, we were fixing that this morning. And now we just fixed it in Redux. Arma 4. Arma 4 is not even out yet. Check it out. Okay, but we still need to get rid of the grenades in the inventory. So there's grenades inside the Alice pack. We need to go get rid of those. And the grenade's still technically in the prefab if I ever need to re-enable it. Like, if it gets, the friendly fire thing gets fixed. Okay, so let's go to this entity. Let's see if we can figure out this whole Alice pack. Okay, so if I was an Alice pack, where would I be? So let's search Alice. See what happens. Nope. There's nothing inside this component called Alice pack. But he does have a Alice pack right here. Best Alice Rifleman. So you know what? I bet this entity has the grenade pre-slotted into it. Yep. So his initial inventory, he has all this stuff attached to him. So I bet we have to go and edit that Alice prefab. Which I've already lost. Wow, this is a really good looking model, dude. Holy crap. That is insane. Dude, look at the detail on that K-bar. That's crazy, dude. So I actually have one of these knives. from the invasion of Panama in 1989. And this game is set in 1989, and that is actually like the correct like bayonet fitting. That's really cool. I don't think that buckle is actually correct for the time period. I know I'm being nitpicky, but this looks like a plastic buckle, and back then it was this metal like hook and loop type buckle. But the rest of it's all correct. God, these things were so annoying to put on, dude. Before we had Molly gear, like, I hated these things. They're really secure once you get them on, but like you slide this little piece up right here, and then you have to slide the entire belt through this little part down here, like up inside. Oh, it was so annoying. So annoying. Like, totally giving myself PTSD from, like, I never had to use this type of equipment, like in Afghanistan or Iraq, but like we would have to use it during exercises, like we are doing chem gear stuff, because a lot of that stuff was older. Oh God, what have I done? Broke something. Okay, well, I went to edit that prefab and wait, we could do this. There we go, we're back. Found it. Okay, so let's go try to find out what's inside this thing. Base loadout, here we go. These seem to be all the items attached to the Alice gear. Hmm. Where in the world are the grenades hiding? I wonder if I just completely get rid of the let's go back to character entity, see if we can figure this out. Like close this though. Okay, let's keep searching here, see if we can find a better place where he's hiding his grenades. Because what it looks like is the base Alice prefab is just a spot to attach all these. Is just allows you to attach all this mag pouches and stuff. I really hope I don't have to go into these mag pouches and individually edit all these mag pouches. Okay, here's some binocular storage set, wristwatch. And here's all his medical stuff. Hmm. Ooh, stamina. You can modify all the stamina. Eat. Yeah, this is not good so far. Not seeing. Okay, base load out. But we're back at the vest. Oh, maybe. Okay, here we go. Found it. Okay, so item configuration and vest Alice. Okay, so what we're going to be looking for is character prefab vest Alice config, I think. All right, so let's go find this. It's going to be in prefabs, characters, and it's going to be vest Alice. Um, Dang it! It looks like it's taking us right back to prefabs to spawn. Okay, this is the item init configuration. I make this bigger. I can see where this is. So it's under vest, Alice, and suspenders 2. Seems like a really odd thing to. Oh, okay, interesting. So there's different Alice vests for the different loadouts. So that tells me that maybe the gear is inside the. I had no idea it was going to be this hard to figure out where where grenades are stored. We're probably missing something super simple here, but nope. Okay. So universal inventory storage components. This is not the place. Yeah, there's nothing in here. Hmm. Okay, let's check variants. Vest, rifleman. A super easy solution for this is just going to be literally get rid of this Alice pack. Yeah, I can't find anything about a loadout anywhere. Yeah, let's check. This is our last hope here. See if the ammo pouches have ammo in them. Okay, these are the actual models. And this is setting up the physical item, it looks like. And then this is just all actual model stuff. Wow. Okay. This is a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So we know somewhere inside this entity there is a loadout where he can grab grenades from that Alice vest. Tell you what, let's jump into indie guy and see what this indie dude has. Just gonna click through literally everything here real quick. Make sure I'm not missing something. Because this to me seems like the spot. The character inventory storage component seems to be where I would put stuff. But I don't see anything about... Oh, maybe. Oh, this is character inventory preview attributes. Okay, it's not... Okay, AI control component. I'll repeat that. Equipped weapon storage component. And doesn't seem to be anything in here. Editable character component. Let's check this out. And nothing. Actually, there is some stuff in here, but not for what we're looking for. Base loadout manager components. And this just gives him all his stuff. Kind of same thing though. It gives him a vest, and I'm willing to bet there's stuff inside this vest. And here's the item init configuration. Oops. What did I do there? But it just says like target storage. And if we go to that file, it just takes us to the vest entity. Oh, maybe we're making some progress. So his jacket has magazines in it. Okay. Has some prefab stuff. Okay. Maybe we were just looking in the wrong spot. Oh, okay, we found smoke grenades. Smoke grenades were in the Type 56 vest. Oh, we're getting here. We're getting here. Okay, we made progress. We found magazines. We found the flashlight. So this guy should have a radio, a compass, paper map, field dressing inside his pants. Inside his Type 56 vest, he should have 3 magazines and a smoke grenade. Inside his jacket, he should have 2 magazines and a flashlight. Okay, so let's jump in the game and let's see if this dude has a grenade. Because if he does, we know the US guy has a grenade inside this item configuration. Aha, we found it. I knew there was somewhere easy this would be found. This is all assuming this guy doesn't have a grenade. If he has a grenade, we're going to be back to square one. I love these Breeza 22. I also like that random. Game is so freaking pretty, man. Okay, focus. Oh, there we go. We did it. Okay, he has no grenade. Let's go. Okay, so we know where that grenade is hidden inside the US guy. Also, that's really strange that the FAA guy started without a grenade. Okay, so let's go to our blue 4 prefab. Up, edit U. And we're going to go all the way down to the bottom of this list. And we're looking for inventory storage component and prefabs. Go. There it is, right here. Grenade M67. Gotcha. Boom. Gone. Sweet. We now know how to edit the rifleman. So let's do that. And then we'll just gonna pre-do the And we really need to make sure we're saving this world before we go into that edit prefab screen. I know it hasn't bitten us yet, but consider that warning in the wiki. I'm extremely worried about it. And this time we're just going to go straight. We right-clicked and we're going to click Edit Prefab. Should take us straight to the screen we want to go to. And scroll to the bottom. Inventory storage components. Where are you hiding your grenade? I know you got one on here. There we go. Grenade. Delete. This guy has a lot more clips of ammo. Oh, maybe not. He just has less storage. Got it. Okay, and we're going to save that. And then we're going to close everything, reopen everything. And now we're going to spawn in a US and a Russian dude. And, you know, I feel so dumb sometimes. You're like, I literally just spent 20 minutes looking for something that was in kind of an obvious place when you finally figured it out. That's okay. We learned a lot in that little process. At this point, I just enjoy spawning in the game because the randomized time and weather. Okay, moment of truth. No grenade, let's go. And I actually meant to click escape that time. And jump in one more time to play as Russians. And I think that's going to be it for our to-do list this week. So next week, what we're going to do, so that stuff we looked up in the MP mission, we're going to start working on that to get all the multiplayer parts working, like chat and radios and all that. And we'll also be doing Pure Tool setup. Which will be fun. I've never set up the Pure Tool before. Can't get over. After working on Arma 3 this morning, like, get that so pretty. HDR lighting. Oof. God. Okay. Oh, we've made them. Do you see that? I have no words right now, dude. Soviet combat boots replaced with his underwear. It even has the right description. Basic combat footwear of the Soviet Army, made from special multi-layer synthetic leather. Oh, really? Oh my god, I don't know what went wrong, but I think I'm actually gonna keep it. Oh, this is funny. But all his other... Oh, this is funny. So his jacket has the combat boot preview screen. His vest has the combat preview of boots. His pants have the combat preview of his boots, but his pants just have an underwear preview. Oh, dude, that is great. Dude, that is great. So, okay, I'm gonna... Okay, let's, I need to go through and check out some our to-do list off here. Edit loadout configs, yep. That's spawn points, yep. Okay, our to-do list for next week, we're going to work on all the multiplayer functions. Peer tool. And actually, I'm gonna delete that. And to do fix preview, I fix preview on Soviet soldier. Oh, this is funny. How has nobody? No. I can't believe nobody's found this yet. This is pretty hilarious. I'm willing to bet it's because I'm using a different prefab than's used in conflict. That this has just been sitting in the game files and nobody's noticed it. That is going in the meme channel. Okay, but cool. So man, it was being again. It was another stream where it seems like we wasted a lot of time, but I learned a lot, and we actually did get what we set out to get done today. So we have the loadouts with no grenades. We have spawn points fully working, and if I have time this weekend, I'm gonna try to get this mission up on GitHub and my GitHub page, same as my YouTube and Discord and everything else. So, because that was kind of my point, I didn't want to put it up on GitHub until I had the spawn points working. So you really can't do anything other than just walk around and shoot somebody else, I guess. But question is, do I want to put it on the workshop? I don't think I want to put it on the workshop quite yet, because Xbox players may get a hold of it, and that's bad. Okay, but cool. Good stream. Good stream. I will see you guys next week, and we will work on peer tools and multiplayer functionality, and maybe test out the team kill system. So, see you next Friday.